But before we get to the final topic, and I'll also remind you of tdaware.com. That is tdaware.com. So for all of you Tide fans still overjoyed by the national championship won here by your football program, the University of Alabama, you got to check out our championship collection merch. So you go and you grab you 18 of them things, folks, t-shirt, hoodie, or sweatshirt, as well as our Got 18 We Do shirts. Designs which feature all 18 championship years on the back of those shirts. You go on over to tdaware.com. That is tdaware.com. You go over Championship Collections merch tab. You get you that merch. You copy those shirts today, showing that support to Coach Saban, the University of Alabama, the student athletes, and us here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine. But now we dive into a continuation of breaking down, providing analysis of positional units, positional groups in spring ball, and we have made it to the tight end position on offense. Tight ends. Look at the tight ends here for the Crimson Tide. And it's been here recently that Alabama is starting to get that position more so involved in the passing game. For a while, that spot under Nick Saban was just, blocking tight ends. You had guys like Nick Walker, like Travis McCall. You've had, other players like, Brian Vogler was more of a blocking tight end. Michael Williams started off as a blocking tight end, but he became more of a pass-catching weapon down through the latter portion of his career tenure here at the program. But while they started off having blocking tight ends in Alabama, here recently, Bama has gotten more of those physical, pass-catching, athletic guys when you discuss the Brad Smellies of the world, when you discuss the Preston Dowds, the Colin Peaks, the O.J. Howards, the Irv Smith. So down throughout the years, we've started to get more of the athletic, route-running, pass-catching, red zone targets at the tight end position. And this past year, we saw this with Jamil Billingsley. Jamil is going to have a monster year at that spot. Billingsley from Chicago this past season had 18 catches for 287 yards and 3 touchdowns. But the last 7 games, from the Kentucky game to the Ohio State matchup in the national championship, this is where Steve Sarkisian really featured Jamil in the passing game. 17 of his 18 receptions came in the last 7 games for 274 yards. His 3 touchdown receptions came in matchups against Auburn, of course, against LSU, and against Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl matchup, the college football playoff semifinal. So we know what Jamil is capable of, and having Bill O'Brien as the offensive coordinator and what he has done with the tight end position, whether that was at Penn State or whether it was at the New England Patriots or the New England Patriots or the Houston Texans, we have seen what O'Brien has done with the tight end rooms there, and him working with Jamil Billingsley. That's going to be fun to watch. But after him, the question becomes, who steps up next in that tight end room? Alabama graduating Miller Forrestall and Carl Tucker to the NFL draft coming up here in April. So who steps up behind Jamil Billingsley? Who becomes the number 2 guy? And Bama's got some guys that can step up and take on that role. Number 1, you got Cameron Latou, he's just a couple of years removed from being an outside linebacker. He is now a tight end. I remember last year, especially in the fall camp cycle, he was really coming on strong at that position, not only as a blocker, but as a pass catcher, as an explosive playmaker. Didn't have a chance to really show all of that skill set this past season, but now another opportunity for one Cam Latou to show what he can do and what he can bring to the table. I know when he came out of high school, out of Utah, he was recruited to be an outside linebacker, but all of his footage, all of Latou's film came from the tight end position, and him being at 6'5", looking forward to seeing what he brings onto the field at that spot. So after Cam Latu, then therein lies Major Tennyson, who's been at the program since the 2017 signing class. He's got size, he's got some ability, but can he finally sort of break through? He's kind of been looked at as more of a blocking tight end. He's got the ability to be a really good pass catcher, but can he finally press through and get on the field? That's the question there for Tennyson. Behind him, you got Robbie Oots, the freshman from South Carolina. Our own Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for TDA, spent a lot of time breaking down this young man's tape. And after I was able to watch it myself, he's got a lot of ability. He's not only a blocker, but he can catch, he can run some routes, he can make some plays. And here's a guy that's got a chance as an early enrollee to kind of make some noise, to kind of create some waves, to kind of make some headway. So keep your eyes there on one Robbie Oots, rocking number 45 as his jersey number, along with the other freshman enrollees came out today. So Robbie Oots, a tight end to keep your eyes on. And then last but not least, Caden Clark. And Clark was originally supposed to come in with the 2020 class. Unfortunately, he had to gray shirt, so he ends up coming with the 2021 kids, these guys in here right now. Caden Clark, another one of those sort of blocking tight ends that does have the ability, the potential to be a pass catcher, but remains to be seen. So the biggest question is, who steps up from among the field and helps out with Jamil Billingsley at that spot? Because going back to Bill O'Brien, when he was with the New England Patriots, we saw what he was able to produce in that double tight end set with Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez going back to the 2011 season. O'Brien's lone year as the offensive coordinator with the Patriots. So tight end position, Jamil, we expect big things from Billingsley. We expect big production. Former players like Hale Henches, I was able to talk to Hale Henches a while back, and he compared Billingsley to one Irv Smith. We've had Mike McCoy on the show, former Alabama wide receiver, comparing Billingsley not only to Kyle Pitts, who played at Florida this past season, but also Evan Ingram, who had major success at that spot with Ole Miss. So Billingsley is expected to have a big season, but who can step up behind him? Who can emerge behind him to create some productive depth there at the tight end spot? Going to be fun to watch that position grow as we kicking up here with spring football. But folks, as always, you want the best in news, notes, information, and coverage here on your favorite program, the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio listening needs, we got you here, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, Overcast.fm, TuneIn Radio, or iHeartRadio. Got you locked and loaded right there. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll be back on Monday continuing the conversation that is Bama football. As always, Tide Nation, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link will be in the description. If you're trying to cop the print edition of the magazine, the print magazine that's coming soon, you can do this by going to touchdowналabama.com, clicking join, becoming a member, become a subscriber today. Go to touchdowналabama.com, click join, become a subscriber, so that way you can copy that print edition, that print issue of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Also, you can check out the four-finger bling necklace, four-finger bling jewelry from our guys at weownthefourthquarter.com. That's weownthefourthquarter.com. That link in the description as well. But until next time, folks, husbands love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, the weekend is in. Do the right thing, the smart thing, the legitimate thing to not be bored. You get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself, protect the loved ones around you. Enjoy Alabama men's basketball. It opens up the NCAA tournament in the round of 64 tomorrow. Taking on 15 seed Iona. Enjoy that game. Until next time, folks, it's been in my own words. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.